Hello my friends and welcome back. It's episode 105.
Watch your steps.
Is there money to be made?
The looting continues.
A job for me. Trap or treasure?
Sit on, my son. You have come, my son. Hold the line. Don't let the corruption spread further. We are all united in the shadow of the great tree, sister, until Kela Mensha Khan claims our hearts. Nothing of your kin is left in this creature and their suffering. We are the iconoclast character. They are still inside in agony, torn to pieces by memories their own and others. I can sense how the shadow of She-Thirst is creeping ever closer.
Oh, spill no tears for me, Isha.
My pleasure.
I always have a backup plan.
What a strange feeling. Placed on the Grimstone pedestal in front of you is an intricate game board, broadly similar to the one Regicide players use. Please stop torturing my mind. I will not let you become another spirit on the wind. Either Xenos can have a nervous breakdown or your pet Eldari is having a conversation with those game pieces right now. I must confess I don't like either option. For throne's sake, why does Xenos have to be so difficult? I left Kurat because it was my path. Is that not what you have been teaching us from birth until the final moments of our lives? I can hear us very well. One of the Farseers is trapped in the game board, correct? How did you know? The monkey is incapable of hearing the call of the immortal soul of a child of Asurian. Could it have been a simple guess? Yet you are absolutely right. In their torture, the Dark Ones go far beyond the limits of what is possible. Imprisoned within these game pieces, within this board designed for games that intrigue the mind, is the soul of a Farseer. My Midas trophy will be the first of its kind in my collection. Brutal. We should end our suffering, break the board, the heresy must be destroyed. There is no helping the Farseer now. Shouldn't we direct our energy towards saving other possible survivors? I am a traitor in that my path is paved with the bodies of my kin. I am an outcast who carries the blame for the destruction of my home. Since I heard the call of our dying ancestors but did not return in time. And it should have been me in her place. Pain and suffering has damaged the Farseer's mind. You could not have saved it alone. Could take the Farseer to the ship and save at least what is left of her. It's hard to say how much more suffering her soul has yet to endure before we leave the city. She may even be devoured by Celeste on the way. As forms like these can make our souls very brittle and defenseless, but if you think there is a chance she can be saved, I will not stand in the way. Is that an accessory or just like some kind of weird item? Soul trapped inside this intricate game board protects the artifact's owner from the deleterious influence of the Empyrean's forces.
And done.
Gloves of Rapid Desolation. Increases the rate of fire of the wearer's weapon by 1. Each time an enemy is killed, Perplexed is inflicted on all enemies in a 2-cell radius. That's amazing. Recoil War Boots. Whenever the wearer attacks an enemy behind cover with a range attack, cover efficiency is decreased by 40% for that attack, minus 15 recoil. Wow. Things for Argenta for sure. Minus 15 recoil, which is pretty amazing. Although a heavy bolter's recoil is much higher. This means that I no longer require these gloves, which is perfect because these go in that slot. So now this has got rate of fire 6. So it's almost got the rate of fire of a heavy bolter. Amusingly, if I find a weapon with exceedingly high damage and low rate of fire, this, you know, this +2 will be extremely powerful. The heavy flamer's got a rate of fire 2 now, but you can't do a burst with it. So I'm not sure how that works. Does rate of fire work for a weapon that does not have burst fire? You know, imagine a shotgun with 3 shots. But it would need to be something with burst. Interestingly, I found out that bolt weapons also count as solid weapons. Or at least, I read that in a thing about the mechanics. I was reading about the mechanics of the game. And, because I had some questions about it was a follow-on from when I was looking at energy. What energy weapons? What counts as an energy weapon? And there was a thing in the thing that said it was basically everything, and I just wanted to confirm that that was actually the truth. And at the same time, I also found that bolters count as a solid projectile weapon. So that +2 minimum damage for solid weapons applies to bolters.
Keep your wits about you.
Deliverance is the activation order code word. Sequential joint removal starting with the fingers. Process resulted in death as in every previous instance. The subject is observing its dismemberment and is experiencing pain at full intensity. The agony strengthens the connection to the veil, but the body is weak and inevitably perishes. Medicae 45. Who is my best? I think my main character is actually my best medic. Nope. Never mind. It's Jay. It's always Jay. Although, actually, 105 base. If I swapped items around, it would be different. Where is my book of Medicae? Or did I equip it to some other character? It might be equipped to a character I don't have with me. I guess I must have equipped it to another character that I was using as a Medicae check. As I do not see it here. It was the book that gives you Medicae based on your intelligence. I could have swapped a few things around to do this check. Oh, maybe I gave it to Unfar.
I won't let it define me.
A young Eldari body is floating in the murky glass vat, filled with acid acidic sludge. Another of the insane Homunculus's creations designed for cruel experiments. Ah, can I not look at that bit of paper that I was given? I can't get into my inventory. I'm like trapped with no way to leave this without to check the document I was just given. What did this madman do to him? Artaxerxes' order, deliverance. Wow, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oops.
I will lead us to fortune.
Shirin?
What are you doing all the way over here?
Where's the profit in this?
Let us not dawdle.
Keep a sharp eye.
Some loot back here that I missed. Thick stack of pages making strange material hastily tied with coarse piece of string. 7. Enhancing the veil connection will require merging of minds of 4 specimens. Aside from their veil connections, specimens have no common traits. Merging process is expected to be fascinatingly painful. Subject stable and controllable, undergoing sufficient physical and psycho-emotional distress, as the Aldari mind's becoming aware of the situation. Aldari consciousnesses are trying to consume one another, perhaps in order to lower the net pain awareness. Curious.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Maybe I should go over here and do this as well, before I carry on. This kind of feels like a section I missed.
My warp sight reveals something.
Sharpshooter rifle. 24 to 36 damage. Deadeye shots fired by this rifle do an additional 5 damage to larger enemies. Hulking creatures plus 5, enormous creatures plus 10, massive creatures plus 15.
Let's make a deal.
Additional hit chance, 40% as well. That's amazing. That's just flat out a better weapon. That should probably be our primary weapon, actually.
How can one find the right way without his light?
You interrupted my thoughts. I sense something nearby. A job for me.
Well, I'm glad that I came back here, if only for that rifle.
My pleasure. Cast your eye there.
Oh, this is the way out.
And done.
What deeds await us?
Okay, so I was wrong. This is actually the side area. I got the uncomfortable feeling that I was missing a side area. And I wasn't.
A job for me.
I know how to take risks.
I have to wait for my main character to crawl across the map.
I always keep
None
my
are better at
options open.
searching. My pleasure.
Your kind has no right to exist. We are called to battle.
Okay, this will be quick.
I'll see to it personally. I won't stand for it. I'll make it happen. It's as good as done. I am ready for whatever comes.
Don't get too cocky. You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
Let's
Isn't
go.
this a job for the serfs?
And this is why this battle will not last long.
I'll return this favor tenfold.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Oh, she missed, but she hit the guy behind, so it didn't matter. So this won't shoot twice, right? Despite the rate of fire increase.
I'll do it.
Heal my wounds.
Nope.
Faith without deeds
So I
is
have to
worthless.
find a burst fire weapon that's high damage, low rate of fire, but it is burst fire.
I'll do it.
Let me educate you on the art of pain. I will tear your heart out for this.
Come on, boys.
Heal my wounds.
I am a crime savior.
They're attacking each other. That's interesting.
I am not your Xenos pet monster.
I will join the ancestors.
I move swiftly to strike. This
Sure.
tedium is beneath me. If I must. You cannot force me, Elantak.
All right.
I have read tomes of military
The
tactics.
queen of giving you the bad look is here.
I am a navigator, not a servant.
Tenfold.
No! These ruby flashes are choking me!
You will pay dearly for your actions. Strands of fate guide me. Isha, heal my wounds.
I'd rather not.
Oh. I was gonna say.
It will be done. I took care of this one.
Unfortunately, I can't close the gap. 3 MP is not enough to get close to anybody. Alright, whatever.
I will not fail the craft world.
It's weird that they still speak like Eldari that haven't been, you know, tortured. You would think that they would instead just make like strange mumbling noises or whatever. Can you beam them from there? Yep.
I'll make it happen.
What a pleasure.
Who if not me?
I thought this would be a quick battle, but there's just like a few extras that were lurking around that I didn't see earlier.
Me? Never in 1,000 sectors.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Living on the edge. Am I getting paid for this?
If I may,
Heal my wounds.
me? If you insist, Lord, I never burned painted black.
I have no idea how some of these guys are taking these hits and not dying horribly. But hey.
Wanna see a trick?
Emperor, give me strength. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Can only hurt this one.
I am a navigator, not
Into the darkness.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
These 3 bloodthirsty experiments seem to be resistant to being warped.
If I may,
I answer the call.
I'll paint your death in colors.
My place is at the fore.
Let's see
I'll
about
do
this.
my duty. Grey hair, sure hand. Indeed.
Full attempt.
An exemplary strike.
See, here's the thing.
Target well
You
struck.
will pay dearly for your actions.
His stats are being consumed by this sword. Including his toughness, which is lowering his HP.
Grey hair, sure hand. Victory is imminent. An exemplary strike.
Heal my wounds.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Doubt is for the weak. This is why I...
You will pay dearly for your actions.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Come on.
I'll do it.
I gotta be able to do some damage to this idiot.
Faith without deeds is worthless. My Emperor!
What is causing them to be... This creature can make 3 attacks per round, and damage dealt to it is reduced by 100%. Duration 1 round. Okay.
I'll return this favor tenfold.
Oh, that worked.
I am not your Xenos pet, I deal death with my hands.
Isha.
That is beneath me. If it serves
she can
your
hurt them, though.
cause.
Maybe the damage that she's dealing is like not damage. Like it's separate to the weapon.
I understand your intent.
Oh no, look, they've become vulnerable.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I'll return this favor
I am a
tenfold.
navigator, not a serf.
Into the darkness.
Into the darkness.
If you insist, Lord Captain. If only that were possible.
Oh well,
If
whatever.
I may,
Hear you moving, no more.
Extend a helping hand and I will show you the way home. The journal entries are written in angular but surprisingly tidy hand, as if the writer deliberated meticulously over every word. Experiment finishes, results negative. For as long as the subject remains capable of combating the mind maggot's presence, the pain is the only available method of suppression. Man, these people are just delightful.
Done.
Watch your steps.
Hey! It's a Farseer package. A monkey and an outcast have found their way into the heart of the dark city to save what little remains. The universe is full of cruel surprises. You have foreseen our meeting but could not avoid being captured. What is the point of your prophecies then? I am glad our paths have crossed again, my child. It is a great relief for me to know you are alive. And a great joy to see how much firmer of spirit and mind you have grown in your years of exile. You have got yourself the most amusing monkey to keep you company. He understands our language and even knows a thing or two about customary greetings. Not that any of it makes him a worthy companion for you to have on your path. It is the Anantak who keeps me at his side. Were it not for him, my soul would have long left this body, or else it would have been devoured by a minion of She Who Thirsts, and I would never have learned the truth of what happened to Kudarak. The Farseer is at your disposal, Urilet. Utrifile. It's such a stupid nickname. If one other person starts calling her Utrifile in their playthrough, I think I've corrupted somebody. This is the true chaos here. I feared this moment would never come. Look at me, Endicott, and tell me what adversary befell our home. As a council member, you cannot be possibly unaware of the truth. Sometimes ignorance is truly bliss, but I cannot deny your right to know the truth. When we found ourselves amid the stars of this stellar fabric, we encountered a monkey ship. A ship much too puny to take on an Asuri world, or so we thought. The council was struck with a vision of the horror to come. This ship would be our doom. Not only for us, but all Eldari kind. And even for those whose paths stretched far beyond the stars. We could not allow such a thing to happen. When the ship approached, we pierced it with 100 salvos, and then rejoiced. For among the wreckage, the Rangers found no trace of the foreseen curse. How wrong we were. The ships that returned from their reconnaissance to our starports were already carrying it on their wings. Whether it's from a scratch from a passing wreck or infected ashes of the monkey ship that the cosmic winds had not had time to disperse, the plague crept into our home and immediately began to eat away at the craft world's very flesh. In the infinity circuit, the souls of the ancestors battled the spreading pestilence ferociously, but the world was falling apart and there was no stopping it. Spires collapsed, rivers dried up, the ground itself sank. All living things turned into a strange blend of organic matter and metal. We fought for our home until the very end, but when it became clear that Kudarak was beyond saving, the council decided to gather all who remained and board them on our surviving shuttles, and scatter across the galaxy to look for salvation. And that is what we did. You want to know how your kinspeople destroyed my world so you can follow their example? Answer the question, not for the monkey's amusement, but for the sake of those souls dissolved in infinity. At first we thought the monkey were in service of the greatest enemy of our kind, the one who lurks beyond the edge of reality. But the world's affliction manifested itself differently. It distorted Kudarak while avoiding the encounters with the souls of our ancestors. This is the tech plague that was made on Kiva Gamma. It's a chaos weapon for sure. We were waiting for Celeste, the destroyer of souls, to burst her way in through the gaping wounds of the world, yet her gaze was directed away from our suffering. No one managed to identify the nature of the curse, even as we watched it destroy our home.
I am afraid you already know the answer, Elentark. You just cannot accept it. Your predecessor, she who previously owned this vessel and your entire protectorate, the monkey who kept a piece of my homeworld in her study, like a trifle or trophy of no great significance.
So it was your accursed kind. Wait, shedding innocent blood will not bring our home back. The Elentark is guilty only of helping me to reach this place and free you. The blood of the executioner of our people flows through the veins of the one you long to save. What has this monkey done to deserve your mercy? Our twisted cousins found our arcs in the Void's cold embrace. At first it seemed that they were going to save us, extend a helping hand, so we told them what had happened to Kudarak and where to look for it. For our cousins' souls are as dark and thirst for blood. Dukari massacred hundreds of thousands of their own kind for fleeting pleasure's sake, and enslaved the Farseers for their accursed experiments. Abranin took care of what remained, but that is none of your concern. But Edical, how did Kudarak end up in the Expanse, this close to monkey ships and the Dark One's hunting grounds? That was the path chosen by the Council. We had charted Kudarak's course among the stars for years. No one had an inkling of the terrible fate that would await us in a place that promised us salvation. No one knew. The Farseer looks away for a mere second, but an itching sensation immediately burrows its way into the base of your skull. Something is wrong here. The paths I have walked have taught me a great deal to see the truth where it's concealed, and to not hesitate cut off the head of a lying snake that tries to coil around my heart. The entire Farseer Council failed to foresee their world's doom, and everything the children of Isuran has been taught about the paths for centuries is a lie. You are hiding something. Speak. Speak now. You would dare take that tone with me, outcast? I am not obliged to justify myself before you, let alone protest my innocence. We freed you from the torture chambers. This is the thanks we get. If you wish to leave this place alive, you do well to start talking. Perhaps I should put you back in the cage. You have already told us almost everything. Why hold anything back? Excuse me. We have been steering Kudarak along a course prophesied by the stars themselves until Shatel's tumultuous currents cast us on the edge of the Great Wound. A storm was coming, threatening to sweep Kudarak away from its path, and so the council decided to route to safety across the nearest inlet of hope into a place known among the monkey as the Coronis Expanse. We stood by our decision, but there came a point where the prophecies became ever darker and more unsettling. Someone proposed altering the course, but the closing grip of raging Chatel was blocking our path on all sides. It was then that the council's opinion was split. My vote was the deciding one in the difficult debate, for I believed that the prophecy had promised to take us to salvation in the Expanse could not have been a lie. So, we were doomed. I should have stayed on Kudarak. I could have tried to help those who survived in the disaster. If I had not chosen that accursed path and left the craft world, I could have at least tried to save someone. You are not to blame for the demise of your world. Subverting fate is beyond your power. Was it not the Farseers who made a bad decision? What difference would it have made if you had been there? Xenos test succeeded. The Farseers. It was not beyond their power. They led Kudarak to prosperity for years, only to become too blind to what was going on around them. Had they not followed the prophecy as the old customs required, they could have changed course instead. Kudarak might still be whole. It is your duty to avenge them and punish those responsible. There is a Farseer right in front of you. Haha, this is brutal. There is no bringing back the past, but you can try and change your people's future. We are both guilty and deserve a fate much more terrible than death. However, it is too early for us to leave this world before we have atoned for our guilt. Come with me, we have a lot to do before the Great Oblivion. We will find our brothers and sisters and protect them from those who seek to harm them. Perhaps we may even find a new home.
Is there money to be made?
I'm such a good boy, I'm probably going to be punished
Keep
for
a
this
sharp eye.
later.
Ken Morak.
You have failed!
I have failed my king.
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
Oh, for some reason I did not have everybody selected.
Ready as always. Every day a new opportunity.
Fate and fortune favor the bold. I need your full cooperation.
Your technology is limited, but I am grateful.
Hold still.
You have offered me another chance.
Let's not waste time with pleasantries.
I must. Thank you.
I must thank you.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
More loot. So much more loot. Ooh, what have we here? This armor restores toughness, divided by 2 wounds each round when the wearer has any number of the following damage over time conditions: burning, toxin, or bleeding. The wearer gains 5% parry reduction and dodge reduction for their melee area attacks for each creature targeted by that area attack. That could help.
Your seneschal is always there for you.
That could help old Abelard actually land hits. Then again, that Malpian Shroud is pretty sweet. Not gonna lie.
I always have a backup plan.
I sense something nearby.
One and it's
Let
done.
us not dawdle.
Alright, there's some walls of text here. I've rarely given a thought to the price our dark kin paid to save their souls from the clutches of Shew-thirst, but now I see the price their victims pay, the price my kin have paid. Cassia whining.
I always keep my options open.
Whining because she can see things that she doesn't want to see. Like this hellhole is a place where you don't see everything you don't want to see. Right. I think we have thoroughly stripped this place of its belongings. Let's get out of here.
Is there money to be made?
All right.
None are better at searching.
My pleasure.
Okay, let's go.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Watch your steps. Keep a sharp eye.
And done. I have an eye for treasure. A job for me.
What am I looking at? Goons to the left of me, goons to the right. Can I disarm that without setting off the fight?
My pleasure.
Okay, I am going to say that is it for now because we've got a fight coming up, very obviously. Maybe I can wield old Cassia into position.
I guide humanity between the stars.
Give them an old blast of her warp sight before the battle even starts. Which
Some choose wealth, others prefer power. And me? Well, I'm not that picky. I'll take both.
Right. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time.